Alright, so here we have a Rakdos burn deck that went 5-0 in the last few days. So obviously mono red burn has been tier 1 in Pauper for many years. We also have more recently the mono black burn, which is also very powerful and has done really well. Then there have also been some Rakdos versions, and here seems to be the latest evolution of the deck, which has put in good results. So this has a bit of a madness theme going on with a bit of discard. Also has a little bit of a artifact sub-theme, so I'll quickly go through it. So we're playing 20 lands. We've got 4 Drossforge Bridge, 4 Great Furnace, 2 Rakdos Carnarium, and 4 Vault of Whispers. So we have a full 12 artifact lands to sack to Deadly Dispute. Then in terms of our creatures, we have a full set of Kitchen Imp, 4 mana for a 2/2 Flying Haste, but it also has Madness for a cost of 1 black. So when you discard this card, you can cast it for its Madness cost, which is 1 mana. Okay, then we also have Voldaren Epicure, which has seen lots of play since it came out in Crimson Vow. It's 1 red for a 1/1 vampire. It says when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you create a blood token. So of course a blood token is an artifact with pay 1, tap, sack, discard a card, draw a card. So we can also sacrifice those artifacts to Deadly Dispute, and the discarding and draw is good with our Madness synergy. Okay, another card with Madness, it's Arms of the Vein, 3 mana for a sorcery. Target opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life, has a Madness cost of 1 black. Okay, a single copy of Bump in the Night, 1 black for a sorcery. Target opponent loses 3 life with a flashback cost of 6. Then we have 3 copies of Chain Lightning as just yet more burn. So it's 1 red for a sorcery, it deals 3 damage to any target. Then that player or that permanent's controller may pay 2 red. If that player does, they may copy Chain Lightning and choose new targets for the copies. That second part is kind of irrelevant most of the time, so it's basically just a pseudo Lightning Bolt, 1 red for 3 damage. Then of course, pretty much all discard decks will be running Faithless Looting, 1 red for a sorcery, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards with a flashback cost of 3. Then we have Vampire's Kiss, 2 mana for a sorcery, target player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life, create 2 blood tokens. And of course we have 2 copies of Deadly Dispute, 2 mana for an instant, as an additional cost, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. Then we have a full set of Fiery Temper, another pseudo Lightning Bolt, 3 mana for an instant, it deals 3 damage to any target with a Madness cost of 1 red. Then as yet another artifact payoff, we have Galvanic Blast, 1 red for an instant, deals 2 damage to any target, but if you control 3 or more artifacts, it deals 4 damage instead. Okay, and then the best burn spell ever, the Lightning Bolt, 1 copy of Searing Blaze, 2 mana for an instant, deals 1 damage to target player and 1 damage to target creature that player controls. But if you had a land enter the battlefield under your control this turn, instead it deals 3 damage to that player and 3 damage to that creature. Pretty decent. And then an interesting new card from Modern Horizons 2, it's the artifact Fodder Tosser, 3 mana, and it has tap, discard a card. Fodder Tosser deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker, so quite a nice way to ping our opponent and also discard cards in the process. Alright, and then the sideboard is fairly standard, 1 more copy of Searing Blaze, 2 copies of Diabolic Edict, 2 mana, target player sacrifices a creature, 2 copies of Chainer's Edict, 2 mana for a sorcery, target player sacrifices a creature with a flashback cost of 7. Electrickery, 1 red for an instant, deals 1 damage to target creature you don't control, but it has an overload cost of 2. For Graveyard Hate, there's Nile Spellbomb, 1 mana for an artifact, tap, sacrifice Nile Spellbomb, exile all cards from target player's graveyard, and when Nile Spellbomb is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 1 black. If you do, draw a card. Pretty decent artifact hate, we have Smash to Smithereens, 2 mana for an instant, destroy target artifact, deal 3 damage to its controller. And then for some Tron hate and just other land hate, we have Molten Rain, 3 mana for a sorcery, destroy target land. If it was non-basic, deal 2 damage to its controller. So there you have it. Quite a powerful looking Rakdos burn list, which I would highly recommend.